Welcome back, everybody. Today we're going to deep dive into something, well, you've probably heard of it,
Hmm.
but you might not fully understand it, local SEO. And I'm sure you've searched for things like restaurants near me or best coffee shops in your city. Well, that's local SEO working its magic. It's all about,
Mm.
making sure that your business pops up when those searches happen.
Yeah, it's more than just showing up, though. Local SEO is about attracting the right customers, the ones nearby who are most likely to walk through your doors or visit your website. Studies show that businesses with complete and optimized Google My Business GMB profiles get 70% more leads. That's huge.
Wow, 70%. Okay, I'm definitely paying attention now. But I have to admit, sometimes I get a little lost in the jargon.
Yeah.
GMB, citations, meta descriptions. It can feel overwhelming. Can we break it down a little bit?
Absolutely. Think of it this way. Imagine a customer is standing on a street corner, looking for a specific type of store. Local SEO is like putting up a giant neon sign that says, hey, we're right here, and we've got exactly what you're looking for.
Okay, that makes sense. So where do we even begin with building that giant neon sign?
Well, the foundation is your Google My Business profile. It's like your business's digital storefront on Google Maps and search. You absolutely have to claim and verify this listing. It's free, and it's where Google pulls information to display in those near me searches.
So it's not enough to just have a website anymore.
A website is still crucial, but think of your GMB profile as the front door to your online presence. It needs to be inviting, accurate, and up to date. Make sure your business name, address, and phone number, what we call NAP, are consistent everywhere. Your website, social media, online directories, everywhere.
That makes sense. Inconsistency would definitely make me question a business's legitimacy. Okay, so we've got our GMB profile all set up. What's next?
Now let's talk about those online directories and citations I mentioned earlier. These are mentions of your business on other websites, and they're like votes of confidence for Google.
So the more votes you have from reputable sources, the more Google trusts your business.
Exactly. But it's not just about quantity, it's about quality. You want to focus on high-quality directories that are relevant to your industry and location. Think industry-specific platforms, local chambers of commerce, or even niche directories for your type of business.
How do you even find all these niche directories? It sounds like a lot of research.
It can be, but there are tools and resources available to help you. For example, you can check out industry blogs, or even connect with local SEO experts who can point you in the right direction. We could even do a whole separate deep dive on citation building sometime, if you're interested.
I'm always up for learning more. But before we get ahead of ourselves, let's talk about something I know a lot of business owners struggle with: online reviews.
Ah, yes. Reviews are like social proof in the digital age. They can make or break a business, especially in local search.
I know I've definitely been swayed by reading positive reviews before trying a new restaurant or booking a hotel.
Absolutely. Positive reviews build trust and credibility. Encourage your happy customers to leave reviews on platforms like Google, Yelp, or Facebook.
What about negative reviews? Those are inevitable, right? Should you just ignore them and hope they go away?
Definitely not. Responding to reviews, both positive and negative, shows you're engaged and care about customer feedback. It's an opportunity to showcase your professionalism and commitment to customer satisfaction.
So even a negative review can be turned into a positive interaction if handled correctly.
Precisely. Address the customer's concerns directly, apologize if necessary, and try to take the conversation offline to resolve the issue privately.
That makes a lot of sense. It's all about turning a potentially negative situation into an opportunity to build trust and demonstrate excellent customer service.
Yeah.
Okay, so we've covered GMB, citations, and reviews. What about our website itself? How do we make sure that's optimized for local search?
That's where on-page optimization comes in.
Mhm.
We want to make sure your website speaks to local customers. Think of it as sprinkling location-specific keywords throughout your content, but in a natural way. That doesn't sound forced.
So if I'm a bakery in Chicago, I might use phrases like best bakery in Chicago or fresh pastries in downtown Chicago.
Exactly. But it's not just about stuffing keywords into your text. We also need to pay attention to things like meta descriptions, which are those snippets of text that appear under your website's title in search results.
I always wondered what those were called. They're like mini ads for your website, right?
That's a great way to put it. You want those meta descriptions to be compelling and include relevant keywords to entice people to click through to your site.
So we're optimizing our website content, our meta descriptions. What else should we be thinking about?
Headers are important too. These are the titles and subtitles that break up your content and make it more readable for both visitors and search engines.
So instead of just having a giant wall of text, we're using headers to create a clear structure and hierarchy of information.
You got it. Think of it like writing an outline for a research paper. Clear headers make it easier for both people and search engines to understand the main points of your content. And when Google understands your content, it can better match it with relevant searches.
This is all starting to click now. We're building this multifaceted online presence that's consistent, informative, and engaging for both potential customers and search engines.
Exactly. And we're just scratching the surface here. There's a whole world of more advanced local SEO strategies that we can explore. But for now, mastering these foundational elements is key.
I agree. It's like building a house. You need to have solid foundation before you can start adding those fancy features. But speaking of fancy features, what are some of those more advanced local SEO strategies that we might want to consider down the road?
Well, one area that's becoming increasingly important is voice search optimization. More and more people are using voice assistants like Siri or Alexa to find local businesses.
Oh, you mean like, hey Siri, find me a pizza place that delivers near me.
Exactly. So you need to think about how people speak naturally when they're searching by voice and optimize your website content accordingly.
So instead of just focusing on keywords, we also need to consider conversational phrases and long-tail keywords.
That's a great way to put it. It's about anticipating how people are actually asking questions and phrasing their searches.
That makes sense. Anything else we should have on our radar?
Another advanced strategy is schema markup.
Okay, I have to admit, I'm drawing a blank on that one. What is schema markup, and why should I care?
It's basically a way of structuring data on your website so that search engines can better understand it. It's like giving Google a cheat sheet about your business. This helps them accurately display your business information in search results, including things like your address, phone number, hours of operation, and even customer reviews.
So it's like adding extra layers of information that Google can use to create those rich snippets in the search results, those eye-catching listings that really stand out.
Precisely. Schema markup can help your business stand out from the crowd and improve your click-through rates from search results. It's a powerful tool that can really boost your local SEO efforts.
This is all incredibly helpful. It feels like we've covered so much ground already, and I'm sure our listener is eager to learn even more. We'll be back in a flash to delve deeper into the world of local SEO best practices. Don't go anywhere. Welcome back to the deep dive. Before we went to transition noise, we were getting into some really interesting stuff about schema markup and how it can help your business stand out in local search results. It's like adding little beacons for Google to highlight all the great things about your business.
That's a great way to think about it. It's those extra details that can help potential customers make a decision right from the search results page.
Okay, so we've covered the foundation of local SEO, Google My Business, citations, reviews, on-page optimization, and even touched on advanced strategies like voice search and schema markup. But I'm guessing there's more to it than just setting things up and hoping for the best. What are some best practices for really maximizing your local SEO efforts?
You're absolutely right. Local SEO is not a set it and forget it kind of thing. It's an ongoing process that requires attention and refinement.
So where do we start? What are the most important things to keep in mind?
First and foremost, you need to be consistent. We've talked about NAP consistency, name, address, phone number, across all platforms. But it goes beyond that. Your brand messaging, your visual identity, your tone of voice. All of these should be consistent across your website, social media, and anywhere else your business has a presence online.
So it's about creating a cohesive and recognizable brand experience for customers, no matter where they encounter your business online.
Exactly. Consistency builds trust and makes it easier for customers to remember and recommend your business.
That makes sense. What else is important?
Another crucial aspect is content creation. You want to create content that's relevant, informative, and engaging for your local audience. Think blog posts about local events, helpful tips related to your industry, or even showcasing other businesses in your community.
It's about being more than just a business. It's about being a valuable resource and a contributor to your local community.
Precisely. This kind of content not only attracts visitors to your website, but also helps you build relationships and establish yourself as a thought leader in your area.
So it's a win-win for both your business and the community.
Absolutely. And let's not forget about the importance of mobile optimization.
Ah, yes. The age of smartphones and on-the-go searches.
Exactly. People are searching on their phones more than ever. So your website needs to provide a smooth, enjoyable experience on any device. Make sure your website is responsive, meaning it adapts to different screen sizes.
So no more pinching and zooming to try and read tiny text on a tiny screen.
Exactly. A mobile-friendly website not only improves user experience, but also sends positive signals to Google, which can boost your rankings in modal search results.
Okay, so we've got consistency, content creation, and mobile optimization. What else should we be paying attention to?
Another key aspect is monitoring and analyzing your results. You need to track your progress and see what's working and what's not.
So it's not enough to just put these strategies in place.
Yeah.
We need to actually measure their effectiveness.
Absolutely. Tools like Google Analytics and Google Search Console can provide valuable insights into your website traffic, your rankings for relevant keywords, and how people are finding and interacting with your business online.
It's like having a dashboard for your local SEO performance.
That's a great analogy. By analyzing this data, you can identify areas for improvement, adjust your strategies, and make sure you're getting the most out of your efforts.
This is all starting to feel a lot less overwhelming now. It's about breaking down the process into manageable steps and using the right tools to track our progress. But even with all the best practices in place, there are still bound to be challenges, right?
You're right. One of the biggest challenges, especially in crowded markets, is competition. You're not the only business vying for those top spots in local search results.
So how do you stand out from the crowd? It feels like everyone's trying to do the same thing.
One way to differentiate yourself is to specialize. Instead of trying to be everything to everyone, focus on a specific niche within your broader category.
Can you give me an example?
Sure. Imagine you have a bakery. Instead of simply being a bakery, you could specialize in gluten-free pastries or vegan desserts. This not only narrows your target audience, but also helps you stand out in a crowded marketplace.
So it's about becoming the go-to expert for a specific type of product or service within your industry.
Exactly. And remember, specializing doesn't mean limiting yourself. It means focusing your efforts on what you do best and attracting the customers who are most likely to appreciate your unique offerings.
That makes a lot of sense. It's about being the big fish in a smaller pond,
Yeah.
rather than trying to compete with the sharks in the open ocean.
That's a great way to put it. Another challenge many businesses face is managing multiple locations.
Oh, I can imagine that gets complicated quickly. Keeping track of all those GMB profiles, citations, and reviews for multiple locations sounds like a logistical nightmare.
It can be, but thankfully there are tools available to help you streamline the process. Listing management platforms allow you to update your business information across multiple directories and platforms from one central location. This can save you a ton of time and effort and ensure consistency across all your listings.
So it's like having a command center for your local SEO efforts.
Exactly. These tools can be a lifesaver for businesses with multiple locations, franchises, or businesses with a large online presence.
Okay, so we've talked about competition and managing multiple locations. What other challenges might we encounter?
Another one that comes up frequently is dealing with negative reviews.
Those are the worst. But they're inevitable, right? No matter how great your business is, someone's bound to have a less than perfect experience.
You're right. Negative reviews are part of doing business, especially in the online world. But it's not about preventing them altogether. It's about how you handle them.
So how do you turn a negative review into something positive?
The key is to respond promptly and professionally. Acknowledge the customer's concerns. Apologize if necessary. And offer a solution. It's important to show potential customers that you take feedback seriously and are committed to providing excellent customer service.
So it's about using a negative review as an opportunity to showcase your professionalism and commitment to customer satisfaction.
Precisely. And remember, a well-handled negative review can actually build more trust than a string of positive reviews because it shows that you're human and that you care.
That's a great perspective. It's not about being perfect. It's about being authentic and responsive.
Exactly. And the last challenge I want to mention is something we've touched on before, keeping your NAP information consistent across all platforms.
Right, making sure your name, address, and phone number are accurate and up-to-date everywhere. But you mentioned that earlier. Why is it so important that you're bringing it up again?
Because it's one of the most common mistakes businesses make, and it can have a significant impact on your local SEO performance.
Okay, so we're talking about more than just a minor inconvenience here. Inconsistent NAP information can actually hurt our rankings in local search results.
Absolutely. When Google sees conflicting information about your business, it can question your legitimacy and trustworthiness. This can lead to lower rankings and even make it harder for customers to find you.
So how do we make sure we're not falling into this trap?
The best way to combat NFP inconsistencies is to conduct regular audits of your online presence. Check your website, your social media profiles, your Google My Business listing, and any other platforms where your business is listed.
So it's like doing a spring cleaning for your online presence.
That's a great way to think about it. Make sure your information is accurate, consistent, and up to date. You can even use tools like Moz Local or Yext to help you manage your listings and ensure consistency across the board.
Okay, this is all making a lot more sense now. It's about being proactive, staying organized, and using the right tools to manage our local SEO efforts. But I have to admit, it can feel a bit overwhelming at times. There's so much to keep track of.
You're right. Local SEO is a complex and ever-evolving field. But the good news is, you don't have to be an expert to be successful.
So what's the best way to approach local SEO if you're not a tech whiz or a marketing guru?
The key is to start small and focus on the fundamentals. Claim and optimize your Google My Business listing. Build citations on relevant directories. Create high-quality content that resonates with your local audience. And make sure your website is mobile-friendly.
So it's about building a solid foundation and then gradually adding more layers of optimization as you go.
Exactly. And don't be afraid to ask for help. There are tons of resources available online, including blog posts, articles, podcasts like ours, and even local SEO consultants who can guide you through the process.
That's great advice. It's about finding the right resources and support system to help you succeed in the world of local SEO.
Precisely. And remember, local SEO is a journey, not a destination. It's an ongoing process of learning, adapting, and refining your strategies. But with the right approach and a bit of effort, it can be a game changer for your business.
Welcome back to the Deep Dive. We've been unpacking local SEO, and I don't know about you, but I'm feeling like I'm ready to put some of this knowledge to work.
Yeah, that's what we like to hear. It's one thing to understand the concepts, but taking action is where the real magic happens.
For sure. We've covered a lot of ground, from the basics of GMB and NFP consistency to those more advanced techniques like schema markup and voice search optimization.
Yeah, and we dug into those common challenges too. Competition, managing multiple locations, tackling those negative reviews, and the importance of staying up to date in this ever-changing world of SEO.
It's a lot to take in.
Yeah.
But you've made it all.
Eh.
You know, clear and actionable. So as we wrap up this deep dive, let's circle back to that thought-provoking question you had earlier. What's one action our listener can take today to boost their business's visibility in their community?
I would say the most impactful action right now is to claim and optimize your Google My Business listing. It's the heart of your local SEO presence, and it's completely free. Think of it as creating a welcoming storefront on the busiest digital street corner.
Okay, I like that image. So how do we make that storefront really stand out?
Make sure your business information is accurate and up to date. Hours of operation, contact details, categories, and a compelling description of what you offer. Then add high-quality photos that showcase your products, services, and even your team. Don't forget to encourage your happy customers to leave reviews. Those glowing testimonials can really make all the difference.
It's like adding those little touches that make a physical storefront inviting and trustworthy.
Exactly. And once you have that GMB profile shining bright, you can start exploring those other strategies we discussed. Building citations, optimizing your website, creating that engaging local content, and so on.
It's a journey, not a sprint. But even taking that first step with GMB can make a world of difference.
Yeah, absolutely. And as you move forward, remember to stay curious, keep learning, and don't be afraid to experiment. The world of local SEO is constantly evolving, so embrace the challenge and have fun along the way.
Great advice. Well, thanks for joining us on this deep dive into local SEO. We hope you've gained some valuable insights and practical strategies to boost your business's visibility in your community.
It's been my pleasure.
We'll be back next week with another fascinating topic. Until then, keep learning, keep exploring, and keep optimizing.